Alright guys, Mr. G back with tips for you guys new to Mechwarrior, how to do basic combat. We're going to waste none of your time, we're going to jump right in. Tip number one, avoid using the third person camera. There's a number of reasons to do this, mainly being that it's going to throw off the aim of your reticle just because of the geometry of how third person camera is set up. It can be handy for a few situations when you're navigating obstacles and terrain, but other than that you need to get used to using first person. Number two, fall damage does indeed exist in this game, although it's not too terrible. Number three, make sure to set up your weapon groups. You're going to want to set those up right away. You're going to use the arrow keys and control, and one handy thing you're going to find is you can set a weapon group to cycle by hitting backspace, which is extremely handy. Another thing on the weapons is weapon ranges. You want to be careful to make sure that you have weapons of a multitude of ranges. You don't have to, but do make sure that you're using your long range weapons at long range. Stuff like ACs, smaller ACs have longer range. Larger lasers have longer range as well. It's nice to close in with your ballistics, soften up the target, and then jump into your short-range missiles and your lasers at close range, which also saves that heat build-up for you, so you can just chip away with your target with ballistics and long-range weapons like LRMs, and then open up with all of your material when you get close. Number four, since we're talking about ballistics, is lead your shots. The ballistics are going to move a little bit slower, especially the bigger ones. The AC2, not as slow as some of the larger projectiles. It's not as bad as Mechwarrior Online as far as how much you're going to have to lead shots, but it's something you're definitely going to have to get used to, although lasers, you obviously don't need to worry about it there. You're also going to need to calculate for projectile drop. So you're going to need to aim slightly above your targets, more the higher caliber of the AC or autocannon. Talking about blowing targets up, rear armor. Great opportunity for blowing up the AI if they're distracted by your lance mates. Sneak in behind them, blast away at that really wimpy rear armor because it's much less than frontal armor. Now there's three ways to kill mechs. We're going to get into all of those. Probably the most challenging way is getting a headshot. You're going to want a really accurate weapon for that. The most common way to take down mechs is coring, but this method is unlikely to lead you to having a salvageable mech at the end of the battle. But just blowing up the center torso, a little core mech for you, and it's the easiest way to get a kill. Just shoot at the center of mass. And the third way to bring down a mech is by legging the mech, and I find this to be the easiest using short-range missile spam at legs. Will take out the legs of a mech fairly quickly, especially once you get the first one out of the way. Then they go pretty quickly after that. Another basic combat strategy is to focus on small targets first. You can have your lance mates focus on mechs while you go ahead and mop up small vehicles. It's not exciting work, but it's honest work. It needs to be done. Last thing is make sure you're using matched legs to torso. If you're running around inside an urban environment and you forget which way you're pointing, you don't have time to look at the mini-map, just hold down F. And the most important one, I should have put this first, is torso twist for damage control. This goes all the way back to my days in Mechwarrior Online. If you're getting shot up a bunch, if you twist your torso, it spreads the damage around your mech rather than having you lose parts. Take a look at this. We're red all over, but we didn't lose any parts of any weapons, and that's a cheaper C build cost at the end of the match. If you found this useful, like and subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys later. Mr. G out.